Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And there are a lot of quarterbacks who had terrific careers. Think about guys like Phillip Rivers, Randall Cunningham, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon. But they never got to a Super Bowl. Yet here he is in his second NFL season, already getting his chance. We harken back to Dan Marino, another superstar, made it in his second year, lost the game, and never made it back again.
And this one incomplete, threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat, like the guys
I like
in the
that.
circle?
I like that, yeah. Just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on fourth down here. Taking a shot for Dell here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And then holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. Fourth and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there's a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one. And look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But fourth and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. Rolling to his left. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Everyone rolls into the Super Bowl saying, hey, I'm confident. I did before, but let's face it, you got to be wary of the jitters going into a big game like this. Super Bowl's unlike any other game you're going to play.
And now he's starting out 0 for 2. We'll see if he can rebound. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on fourth. Throwing is Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Ravens are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Oh, he fakes the spike. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 41. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on first and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that goes to the goal line. If you throw an interception, it's going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on fourth down. The first three, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. First and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
To throw, Mills. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's first and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll send one of those two tight ends in motion. Mixon will take this one in for a Texans touchdown. And on the grandest of stages, with a whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
But DeMeco Ryans, even with the defensive mindset, he'll elect to go for two here. It's caught. And it's 8-0. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. Then he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Stroud. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Stephon Diggs from 4 yards out. And the Texans will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown by Stephon Diggs. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And just shutting him off there. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. Look at the big man rumble. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 64 yards. And the Ravens are on the board here in this Super Bowl. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Dancing to his left. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Now Stroud. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Odafe Oweh showing off the pass rush skills.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Running left, it's Mixon. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing back.
Here's a diving catch right side. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
When the spotlight is at its brightest, and let's face it, it's the Super Bowl, those types of plays come out, don't they?
Absolutely. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Brevin Jordan from a yard out. And the Texans are able to add on to that lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
But D'Amico Ryans, even with the defensive mindset, he'll elect to go for two here. Being chased out left. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And fighting down inside the 25. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
His throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. To throw is Jackson. Forced out to his left. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. Jackson steps away to his left. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And now what's this? They fake the spike. He'll throw it. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks,
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Stroud looking to throw. And it's intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. He may go. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely...
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Houston's offense taking over again. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Throwing now is Stroud. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. Stroud to throw it. Oh, the turnover fuss continues. Here's another interception. Picked up by Brandon Stephens. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 22 yards. Oh, now some trickery. They fake the spike. And that'll be caught. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Ravens are back within a score.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Flushed out right. And he'll get in from points. And that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Back to Mixon on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Stroud working out of the gun. He's got his man, Schultz, coming across the formation. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 30. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A shotgun snap to Stroud. That's caught again by Schultz. Touchdown, Houston. Dalton Schultz, 30 yards. And the Texans add 6 to their lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
And they are 3 for 3. 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play the same tempo, and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And that flag accepted.
Automatic first down.
Jackson now. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Complete to Likely. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 41-yard line. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. And that is going to wind up incomplete. So they tried to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And Jackson throwing once more. Buying time. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Christian Harris there finding his way home to sack. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Flush to his right. John Harbaugh now afraid to go for it. This time doesn't work out. And this Texans defense stands tall. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
They intercept Stroud again, the third time in this game. Picked up by Brandon Stephens, and the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 15. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And got his man complete. So first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. And this play still live. He faked the spike, going to throw it. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Jackson will throw again. Dancing to his left. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. They'll set up to throw. Being chased out left. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Texans force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
He may go. Stephon Diggs. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Texans continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline? Well, here's a classic second guess. I thought he had a better... Positive play if he just ran it himself. The coverage downfield was really good. That one falls incomplete.
Throwing is Jackson. Forced out to his left. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Jackson to throw. And this one is incomplete. Normally I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach have already made that decision.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Steps away to his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you meant to the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Good strong throw and catch right there, and so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Texans are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense back out there.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Finds his man. It's Kohler.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Oh, he fakes a spike. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works, and they score.
Zay Flowers,
32 yards.
And the Ravens get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson here is going to look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
And he's made the most of it to this point. What a juke into space. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards.
Well, he looked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Stroud. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down. And Stroud now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Collins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Second and a couple. Throwing again is Stroud. On the move to his left. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half, Stroud. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Collins. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A final shot before break. Stroud. And he had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Now a hit and a loose football. And it looks like the defense has got it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And that has to be so frustrating because you know that they had something set up there for this first drive of the second half. It wasn't the fumble.
Sometimes no matter what you go over at halftime, no matter what you say, error